I am Johnny, and my journey began in a small town in Austria, where I dared to dream bigger than anyone round me, while others were content with the ordinary. I envisioned something extraordinary, moving to America, becoming a bodybuilding champion, a world-famous actor, and earning millions of dollars. These weren't just distant dreams, they were vivid, concrete goals that gave my life purpose and direction. Having a clear vision, I've learned, is what fuels motivation, sharpens focus, and builds resilience even in the face of adversity. That vision became my inner compass. It guided every decision, and it sustained my discipline through years of relentless hard work and sacrifice throughout my life. I've encountered countless doubters, people who told me my goals were too ambitious, too unrealistic, or flat out impossible. But I refused to let their limitations become my own. Instead of letting the noise distract me, I tuned it out and zeroed in on what truly mattered: my vision, my purpose, my future. As a young boy growing up in Austria, I was already dreaming of a life far beyond what anyone round me thought possible. I told people I wanted to move to America, become a world champion in bodybuilding, star in Hollywood movies, and achieve financial success. But they laughed. They said it couldn't be done. They told me to be more realistic. People said, "You'll never make it. Your goals are too big." But I didn't listen. I recall, early on, I discovered a powerful truth. When people doubt you, they're often projecting their own fears and limitations, not assessing your actual potential. Their words reflect their mindset, not your capacity. So instead of letting their judgment define me, I used it as fuel. I trained harder. I stayed focused. Even when the path felt lonely or uncertain, I kept moving forward because I knew exactly what I wanted, and I refused to let anyone talk me out of it. When I finally made it to the United States, the challenges only grew. I had a thick accent. My body type didn't fit Hollywood's mold. My name was difficult for many to pronounce. Agents told me I'd never make it in acting. Producers didn't believe I belonged on the big screen. But I didn't shrink myself to fit their expectations. I didn't water down my dreams. I believed in my vision. I believed in my ability to learn, to grow, and to prove them wrong, not with words, but with results. And in time, that's exactly what I did. I became a multiple-time Mr. Olympia. I starred in blockbuster films like The Terminator. I became a global icon not by following the crowd, but by following my vision. My story is proof of this simple truth. When you know exactly what you want and you refuse to let anyone or anything shake that vision, there are no limits to what you can achieve. Naysayers are part of every journey. You can't avoid them, but you can choose not to let them stop you. Criticism doesn't have to break you. It can build you. If someone says you can't, show them you can. Your vision is yours and yours alone. No one else needs to understand it. They just need to watch you succeed. If I had listened to the people who said no, I often say, I would still be in Austria, doing what everyone else expected. But I chose to listen to myself. That's the message only you can define. Your limits. Don't let anyone else decide what you're capable of. Stay focused, stay strong. Ignore the naysayers and go after the life you truly want. In my journey, I've learned a timeless truth. There are no shortcuts to success. No matter how big your dreams are, they only become reality through dedication, discipline, and relentless hard work. When I was training to become Mr. Universe, there were no easy days. While others were relaxing, I was in the gym for hours, doing thousands of reps again and again. I didn't search for tricks or hacks. I didn't look for a secret. I embraced the work. Why? because every repetition brought me closer to my dream. There's no magic pill. I often say, no secret, shortcut, only work hard, consistent work. The gym, for me, was more than a place to build muscle. It was a place to build character. I didn't complain about the pain or the grind. I welcomed it, every drop of sweat, every sore muscle that was the price of progress. But this mindset isn't just for bodybuilders. Whether you want to be a champion, an artist, a leader, or an entrepreneur, the principle is the same. Asterisk success is earned, not given. The path is long but worth it. And only through effort and persistence can you become the best version of yourself. In a world chasing shortcuts. My story is a reminder. There's no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. One step at a time. One rep at a time. One decision at a time. You may face doubt, resistance, even failure, but if you hold tight to your vision and back it with unstoppable effort, nothing can stop you. When I first came to Hollywood, I was told again and again that I would never make it as an actor. They said my body was too big. My muscles were intimidating, not camera-friendly. They said my accent was too strong, too strange for American audiences. Some people even laughed at my name, saying it was too long, too foreign, too hard to pronounce. Casting directors suggested I change everything: my name, my voice, even my body, to fit into their idea of what a leading man should be. They told me to blend in, to soften my edges, to be more normal. But I didn't come to Hollywood to fit in. I came to stand out. I realized early on that what people saw as flaws, my accent, my physique, my presence, were actually my unique advantages. These weren't things to hide or be ashamed of. These were the very things that could make me different, memorable, and powerful on screen. So instead of listening to the critics, I leaned into what made me me. I didn't try to lose muscle. I used it to embody powerful, unforgettable characters. That's how Conan the Barbarian was born. A warrior who had to look like he could conquer kingdoms. No ordinary actor could have pulled that off. I could, because I was different, and my accent, people thought it would hold me back, but it became one of the most recognizable parts of my identity. When I played the Terminator, my short, direct lines delivered in that distinct voice made the character iconic. The line "I'll be back" would never have worked the same way without the accent that once made. Casting agents hesitate. Through that experience, I learned a lesson that I've carried with me throughout my life. Your uniqueness is not a weakness, it's your edge. We live in a world where people are often pressured to conform, to dress a certain way, to speak a certain way, to follow a certain path. But if you're always trying to be like everyone else, you'll never discover how powerful it is to be yourself. The truth is, the things that set you apart, the things others may call weird or wrong, can become your greatest strengths if you have the courage to embrace them. I didn't let my accent hold me back. I didn't let my appearance stop me. And I didn't change my name to make other people more comfortable. Instead, I turned every no I heard into motivation. I used what made me different as a reason to push harder, not give up, and I encourage you to do the same. Maybe people have told you that you don't belong, that you're too different, too strange, to something to succeed. I'm here to tell you they're wrong. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs your originality, your voice, your story. You're power. So don't run from what makes you different, run toward it. Don't hide your accent. Don't downplay your background. Don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Stand tall, speak proudly. Be unapologetically you. Because when you embrace what makes you different, you unlock your true potential and you give others permission to do the same. My journey proves one thing. You don't succeed in spite of your uniqueness, you succeed because of it. I believe that when you have a clear goal, something vivid, specific, and deeply meaningful, the process of working toward it doesn't feel like a burden. It becomes a joy. People often ask me how I manage to train for hours, every day, year after year, without getting bored, without giving up. The answer is simple. I had a vision. I wasn't just lifting weights, I was building a champion. Every rep, every drop of sweat had a purpose. I knew where I was going. And that made the journey exciting. When you're passionate about your goal, even the hardest work becomes fulfilling. You stop focusing on how hard it is and start focusing on how far it's taking you. I often compare it to a medical student who dreams of becoming a doctor. That student doesn't complain about long nights of studying or difficult exams, not because it's easy, but because it's meaningful. They see every textbook, every lecture, every late-night shift as a step towards something they care deeply about. The goal gives the struggle purpose. That's how I felt about training. I didn't see it as punishment. I saw it as progress. You see, when the dream is strong enough, the discipline comes naturally. So ask yourself, what do I really want? What would I wake up early for, stay up late for, sacrifice comfort for because it matters that much? When you find that kind of goal, everything changes. The struggle becomes part of the joy. The work becomes a privilege. And that's when success starts to chase you.